good afternoon, you guys. It's Danielle here, and we're doing things a little differently this time. So, here I have with me on this afternoon my friend Latrice. I've known Latrice for quite some time. As you can tell, we are pretty close. Issa and Molly, right?
Don't repeat that, y'all.
Baby, Issa and Molly phase, that was a phase. That was a phase.
That was a phase.
That was a phase. Oh my God. So anyway, so good. March is Women's History Month, and I thought, what a way to end Women's History Month than to sit and have a chat with someone who has inspired me over the years. She may or may not believe this, but she has definitely inspired me, especially with this current phase of her life. Latrice and I attended Southern together. I met her back in 2009, and we've just been really cool ever since. She was elected the president of the Society of Women Engineers, and I was the vice president of Society of Women Engineers. So we worked closely together in many capacities. And I'd like to introduce to you my friend, Miss Latrice Hardy.
Hey, honey. Hey, y'all. This is funny.
So, Latrice, I know it's funny. Latrice, why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself? Tell us about where you come from and who you are. Who's Latrice?
Okay, so I love the introduction because it really, like, from the East of Mali to 2009 to Sweet. Sweet, Nesby, and all that. So, yeah, I would like to make sure we highlight that we're both engineers.
Yes.
Both graduated from Civil Engineers from the Southern University of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We have to make sure make sure everybody knows that.
Make sure everybody knows.
Everybody knows that. So, again, my name is Latrice Hardy. I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. I graduated, came down here. Initially, I wanted to go to Clark. I wanted to go to Atlanta. I think everybody did at one point. In 2007. And decided to go to Southern for an internship, that summer internship. So I did not have a summer graduating out of high school at all. And I never looked back. I stayed with engineering, so it was civil engineering. Started with it, left it. It took a while. A while. But I got out of it.
That's all that counts. We got out. We made it out.
It's like, I don't care what anybody says. It was an experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world because it built character, it built growth, it made me, my ups and my downs, and people that know me, that just counted me out, counted me completely out. Everything happens for a reason. So I appreciate that. I'm not going to say it drove me to go harder because myself and God and my mom drove me to go harder. So I'm not going to give anybody that credit. Right. You know how people say your haters are your biggest. No, they're not.
Hey, listen.
No, they're not. I'm sorry. You're not gonna get that from me.
You're not gonna get that credit, boo.
You're not. Somebody else might. You ain't gonna get that. I'm so Lord. Nah, you're not gonna get that. I'm not. You're not getting the flowers. I'm sorry. So it's the character that the stories and the character that it built. If I did just fly through it, I wouldn't be me. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing none of this. I wouldn't have the stories to tell. I wouldn't have the testimonies that I have. So I appreciate them extra years. I'm not going to tell y'all. But if you can count, and if you know me, don't you keep that to yourself. But I appreciate those years. I appreciate the teachers. I appreciate the time because it was time. It was time to where so the teachers would say, I would give you free coffee. Or I would send you to lunch to pick me up something to eat, and you pick me up something to eat. It's just to make sure that you get this done. So I appreciate Southern, and that's why I always root for HBCUs because it's home, it's family.
Yeah, it's family.
They care, it's different. I'm not, because I've taken classes at other schools, did the transfer just so just so everyone knows or whatever. I went to LSU, took a couple courses at LSU. I did not go to LSU, but I did dual enrollment there so I can do my classes because sometimes classes intervene. But I wanted to get out, so I took a class here and a class here at the same time during the semester. And it was different. I appreciated that viewpoint. I'm not gonna knock it, but I love my home and I love my people and I love Southern. I don't care what anybody says. You can't talk about it.
Latrice and I were actually in the same study group because we both studied civil engineering, and we were in the same study group. And we worked so hard to ensure that we all got out. And that's the one thing that I love about our study group is that we're all still cool to this day. Like, we all still check on each other. We're network, you know. If I need anything,
Pinch back.
Hey, pinch back, okay?
Shirts coming soon. Shirts coming soon.
You got shirts?
We're gonna have some shirts. When I don't know if we're ever gonna get back to this lifestyle of, everything. But for a reunion, for a homecoming, for my I think we should just have
some shirts.
pinch back shirts.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say what I've been thinking about, but
should we, continue? Is that coming soon? That's what you're saying? Okay. All right.
Girl, you better go ahead.
But yeah, so we B Southern is where everything started from with our friendship and our characters and our everything. After that, I had an internship in here in Baton Rouge with a very large consulting firm, CH2M Hill. I was their intern for a while throughout my college career, and I really appreciate that. And I like to tell individuals and youth to get as much experience and exposure as possible, because you can go to school and that's great as theory. Theory is great. But if you don't have the application,
if you don't get your hands on, if you don't get your hands dirty doing something,
it's going to be really hard for you to enjoy your craft.
What you do.
It's going to be really hard because there are going to be times that you don't know everything. You're going to learn something every time you go somewhere. A new job is going to tell you something totally different. It may be the same thing that you're supposed to be doing, but you're going to do it a different way in this place. But at least you can have some understanding, at least, what to expect. And so I appreciate having that internship, whereas though I know some other people that I went to school with, or not just in engineering, but in other fields, regret and feel like they should have changed their majors, or they feel like this is not what I really thought it was supposed to be, because you didn't really see what it was, you just read what it was. And
got 3.5s and 3.7.
Yeah, and heck your job. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry. And again, all them years, I still love engineering. But I appreciated it and I enjoyed it, and I was able to see what I wanted and what I liked to do, and I knew how I wanted my career path to go. So after college.
So how did engineering bring you to where you are now? Like, what did you learn in engineering in perhaps your internship and perhaps, once you started your professional career? What takeaways did you get from those things that brought you to where you are now?
Well, my internship gave me a chance to look at the different types of engineering for civil. The design piece as well as the project management piece. So I was able to say that, okay, I don't like design, and I can say that all day, I don't care. And I really enjoy the project management piece.
Exactly.
So the theory, I enjoyed the project management type of led courses or influence courses. I did not like the formulas and the design led courses. I did not those at all. And in my internship, I was able to see the difference, and I was able to navigate through the difference. And so after college, my careers that I went and attacked were more so on that line, or more so project management specific. I did still do design, because once you get out of college, you have a choice, but sometimes you just don't have that much of a choice. So I did dabble with design, but my strength was in the project management and stuff like that. And my my employers would see that, and they would start centering me around that and shift it, and I appreciate that because now that I have not only hands-on while I was in school and I was practicing while I was doing it at the same time, now I'm out of school doing it, and I'm like, okay, I love it, this is what I want to do, and so ever since then, that is what I strive to build my craft and my foundation based off on that. And so because I have with engineering, the greatest thing about engineering is, and I always say this, understanding that there's going to be, regardless of what a problem is, you can find a solution.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's here, high, low, around, upside down, you can shift it or whatever. There's a way to find a solution. I love that process itself and the process of administrating you and pushing you towards that process and navigating through that process. So with doing that, my passion came into play, whereas though my passion is in empowerment and motivational speaking and just helping and being an accountability person. Because y'all know I used to I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't account for myself, but I will always help. I was somebody others. So being that the project management, it's really weird when people say, how do you mesh the two? With project management or with, program management, project management, strategic planning, there's this rubric, there's always going to be a problem. Everybody has a problem in your life or in jobs or whatever. So there's always going to be something, and you have to figure out how to get to where you want to be or what you want to do or fix or whatever. So there's always that one rubric. It's the same rubric.
So basically you're using project management and strategic planning to fix lives.
Yes. Not just fix lives. Fix lives, organize, just help.
And solve problems.
And solve problems. Because literally, life is a rubric. Project management is a rubric. Engineering, there's a rubric. Life, there's a rubric. But there's still that one rubric, but there's different variables. But it's the same way. There's always something that you have to improve. There's always something that you want to conquer. There's always something that you want to do. So with that, I decided I've done this. I've been I worked in a small consulting firm that did everything from answering phones to designing to doing walkthroughs, construction sites, all of that, to going to FedEx in their headquarters and staying out there in project management.
FedEx.
I love FedEx. I love Memphis. Shout out to Memphis. I really love y'all. Being out there in Memphis doing project management with them, took it up a notch. Did project management with them, and I was literally the liaison between 20 different people. Like they had to come to me to do things, and it was literally 20 different people, the customers and the computer engineers, making sure that they got their stuff done. Leaving there and going to a manufacturing company, so I literally went and dealt with project management in different sectors, from just design to logistics, because FedEx is really logistics, till manufacturing company, and I love that as well. That really gave me that push that you can do this, because I was the project manager for all the commercial units and all the commercial projects for this wastewater transportation manufacturing company.
Wow.
And I loved it. I was like, oh, you got this. You can do this. I'm the only one. I did all of it and did the site visits and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm missing one thing. I want to literally fully merge to do the same thing, but for people.
Yeah.
So I decided to just go out on a limb and started my company, which is LYP Consulting, which means Live Your Plan Consulting LLC. And it's targeting and
look at you living your plan. Come on.
But it targets individuals, organizations, and businesses. So but now I have a contract with the city of Baton Rouge with their new VR program, and with this company called Stantec, and I'm in their mentor protege program, where they're teaching me the ropes of how to function and to have a business that caters to engineers, and specifics the construction realm. So how to run a construction company, how to facilitate construction project management. And so I'm enjoying it, I love it, I'm learning a lot. It's opening doors and all of that, but that's just a piece of LYP. Because LYP is more than just engineering. I just got a background in engineering, which is great. Thank you, Southern. Amen. But it's just one piece. I still have to touch other lives. So individuals, if you want to write a book, I help you find your aha moment. I am more so of your accountability partner. Organizations, a church wants to have so many events or want to have some structure with all the stuff that they have going on. I come in there and I help you out. Make sure you have a set sound, a rubric, like we said before, of stuff to do. So have life courses that just is what do you want to do. When I have one initiative that I guess I can kind of talk about that I'm starting with is I am goals, because it is it's a training session to make people understand that you don't have to look at couple goals as your goals, as couples goals, relationships as a relationship goals, body types as body goals, when we know whatever. We're not getting there. We don't have to look at all these things as goals. Let's change our way of thinking and let's be our own goals. Let's set our own standards. So I'm gonna be launching soon. This is what I have to deal with all these years. I'm gonna be launching soon this initiative called I Am Goals, and it's just getting the word out and changing people's thought process to be like, not be so hard on yourself, not beat yourself up, not to sell yourself short, and not to strive to be somebody else's goal, because you don't know how they sleep, what they eat, what goes on in their house. You don't know all of that, but you know what's in your life. So why won't you be your own goals? So let's strive to set our own standards and be our own goals. So I'm gonna have the whole gambit, the shirts, the hats, the masks, all of that, the workbooks, the courses, all of that. Literally, let's jog ourselves, like what do we need to do for us to be the lives that we want and what we want. This logo that I have, this mantra, is the LH effect. And ironically, it's my initials, but it's not what it meant to be.
Come on, Brandon.
Right. So the LH effect is the effect of living happily. Even though my name is Latrice Hardy, it all's God sent.
Come on. Oh, that was good. That's all good.
But for real though, so it's just, I had to wake up and feel like, are you doing this? Are you living happy or happily? Are you like really living to be living? Are you just really like just here? What makes you happy? If you gotta wake up and you be miserable, then you need to readjust and go back to sleep and start. So I decided to, from now on, nothing is promised. Like, and people say that all the time, but like you really have to live that and mean that. So whatever I do, I want to do it. I want to be happy. I want to live happily. So if it's just me mentoring to people, if it's just me saying I want to be my own goals and leading by example, I'm gonna do that. So that's how I went from just a engineer, which is just great, thanks to Southern University. I always say one time for Southern, the one. No. So I went from transitioning from engineering to where some people, like we said before, counting me out. It's okay. It's okay. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
You not gonna get your flowers. You're not gonna get no flowers. You don't have no flowers.
No credit.
No credit. But thank you.
Zero credit.
But thank you anyway. So we're from doing that, getting out, graduating, being in my field, helping out with people, being mentorship chair at Shreveport-Bossier Chamber of Commerce, in Shreveport, Louisiana, facilitating all kind of meetings and empowerment sessions like that, helping our family to just like, I'm living this life and I want it to be known that other people can do it too, but do it on your own accord. Because I'm living happy for myself, you can do the same thing.
For yourself.
So my whole thing that I do and empower is just that. So to make sure everybody gets a chance to do it, I recently opened I'm having a soft launch next month in April. I'm opening a studio called Blank Canvas Studio. You so serious.
So Latrice.
Yes, you can see this. I can take a break. Can you do that? Yeah, take a break of that.
Is this where we are now?
Oh, she's so extra. Yes, it is.
This is Blank Canvas.
Blank Canvas. So, this is what we have. This is us. Blank Canvas is a studio. It's literally a blank canvas. Everything can move out. You can use it. The slogan is, it's a space for anyone that needs a space. So if you have an interview, your podcast, if you have a photo shoot, if you have a small intimate dinner, a small art showcase, a small Uno night, if you want to do that way. If you have a small baby shower, engagement party, a private event, if you're a caterer and you wanted to do a private, tasting. If you wanted to do a paint and sip. If you
I
pop up
so
shops,
many different things.
right.
Like, while you were talking, I'm like, wow, like we could use this place for
anything. Small conferences, book tour, a book signing, all of that, a watch party, a venue where you have a small production or you have a movie production and you want to show, we can put it on the wall because it's literally blank canvas. So you can have a projector and show it, and afterwards you can have a question, and answering type of, forum. So it's literally for anyone that needs a space, you can have a space. The thought process was I needed a space. I needed to get the word out. I wanted to have my meetings and my stuff and have my forums and stuff like that. And I knew that I'm not the only person that needed it. So how about I just do this and facilitate it not just for myself, but anybody that needs it. So it's an exposure and it's, somewhere that everyone can be able to say, okay, well, I can do this and I can get my words out. I can get whatever I need out. Because in some places it may be hard to find spots to do stuff. Find places
nice
spots. And nice spots too that make you feel good or whatever. So I decided to I ain't the only person that feel this way. So here you go. And pop-up shop, you said pop-up shop. So we want to get exposure to all of our stuff. We have a lot of local people, a lot of local vendors, a lot of local professionals. If you want to have a luncheon, a training session, you have full range. We can give tables, we can push everything back. But I wanted to give an opportunity for anybody that needed to do something that you could, because just like I needed it, I know somebody else needed it. So, and that's all of this is under the umbrella of living your plan. It's everything is living your plan. It's LYP. Everything is just whatever you want.
So tell us about the health and wellness one that you had.
Oh my gosh, it's so much.
She got a lot going on. She's so much more than an engineer, and honestly, that's how I'm so inspired, because it just seemed like every time I turn around, Latrice got just something, and it's not just something, but it's something that aligns with her purpose. It's something that aligns with who she is. Tell me more about the CMOS.
So I have
the drops.
I have
the stuff that make me happy. Tell me more about what you got going on.
So I knew this was gonna happen. So I have a line or a business called Health is Love. So it is basically driving self-love through health. So in school, one of the issues I had asthma, adult asthma, teenage asthma, child asthma, adult asthma, all that. And I would have issues throughout literally my whole life. And you know how some people are like, oh, I thought you grew out of it. No, not everybody. And I had issues with sinuses and all that type of stuff. So where it used to take me down, I could figure out what could help. So as I got older, I started trying to eat right, trying to do things, because gravity hits when you come to a certain age and you're not like you used to be. Just being honest, 'cause that's what we do here. So I had to change some ways and some stuff. Go ahead and So I had to change up some stuff. So I decided to be a pescatarian, a light pescatarian, and I think I'm on year 7. It don't look like it, because everybody's like, you are a thick pescatarian. It exists, because as long as you got potatoes and noodles, you're gonna always be good. Do you know Krispy Kreme's is vegetarian?
And did you know that you don't even have to sit in the drive-through lane? You can go into Krispy Kreme and get what you want. You didn't have to wait on Hollywood.
Did you know
You
that?
could go in.
Do you know that the other day they had a
Wait, you said they were vegetarian?
yes, donuts ain't no meat in donuts. Yeah, they had a
The devil himself.
I'm not even gonna say what I wanted to say. Keep PG. Keep it PG. So, but anyway, so yes, I try to do, some healthy things. It started working, and I noticed that, my asthma started calming down. And I was like, from being in the hospital, like, it really went I used to have to take an allergy shot twice a week. And I was like, I'm tired of this because my mom was like, I don't like the fact that you are too comfortable, with needles like that. Yeah. So I started trying to figure out, okay, well, it's helping out, but I just needed some more of another push. So when I ended up moving back to Baton Rouge, right before I moved back to Baton Rouge, I heard about the sea moss and stuff like that. And when I moved to Baton Rouge, I finally got my hands on it, and I started seeing a change in my body. And I was like, okay, well, this works. I know something's working. Because I also, on top of that, I have an autoimmune disease called hidradenitis suppurativa. Yeah, it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So, well, not a lot of people do know that, but it's basically a disease that your body attacks your sweat glands. So, on top of all that, I was trying to figure out how to control my flare-ups because that's something that doesn't have a cure. And some of the medicines they try to put you on are medicines for people that literally have serious diseases, and you see those commercials that you can do this and then, but it may cause you to have a heart attack.
May cause you to have a heart attack,
lung disease,
have diarrhea, to
stroke outs,
die,
and just yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm not. I ain't
right,
got nothing with this
right,
shit. I'll be alright. Like I'm just gonna put a band-aid on. I'm not gonna do all that. But so I was trying to find another way not to take all of these really medicines that people are have serious ailments, and I'm like, I don't have all of that. I'm not gonna try. And then you gonna tell me I'm gonna have some other kind? No. So I started saying the sea moss was helping out, and so I started, doing more research and was like, okay, I know this is not no witchcraft stuff, but this is really working because this is some weird stuff. So I was like, come on, sea, come on, Mother Nature, come on, God, Earth, we got you, we got this. So I decided I was really going through it, and I was seeing a difference, and I decided it was taking me too long to re-up. And I decided to be like, you know what, let me just get my own. And ended up getting my own. And let me rephrase it, I thought about getting my own, and I procrastinated, and I still went on. But my boyfriend ended up saying, how about you just do it yourself? How about you just do it? And I said, well, I wanted to, but I just don't have the time. And so he pushed me, my other accountability partner, because that having an accountability partner as your significant other is a big deal. We appreciate friends being an accountability partner, but having your significant other as accountability partner is really refreshing. So he actually pushed it, and we got some, and I started doing it and introduced him to it, and now he's out of my mouth. What my mom said. So when I started, posting about my health life, my health change, people were like, well, can you make me some? And so I ended up starting a business where I sell sea moss. And so sea moss will be available as pickups for blank canvas. You can go on www.helpthislove.store to make orders. I also do elderberry syrup. I make my own elderberry syrup. I also have hair oils. I also have a pill pack that is turmeric with gelatin, of course, vegetarian capsules with turmeric, burdock root, and sea moss. So it's a lot on that page. You can see when you get a chance. But all of that has helped me with a lot of my issues. I have not been to the hospital at all this year. I have not been sick even through COVID at all this year.
Wow.
I have not been to the doctor. I didn't go to the doctor at all in 2020.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, but this is really something or whatever. So on top of that, the hair oils come into place because I always get hair. I always.
Y'all, Latrice's hair is so long, and not only is it long, you guys, but her hair is so
I chopped my
thick.
hair off.
It is. Wait, what?
You remember I chopped my hair off?
I remember that when we was in school and you showed up and it was blonde, and I said, we really had class or senior design
one day, and the next day I came back with no hair and it was long. And everybody was like, "Who are you?
What you did that for?"
Yeah.
Y'all, Latrice hair is so long and it's so thick.
Chopped it. But I always mix my own oils. I always did that. So a lot of people were like, "Okay, you doing all this? When are you gonna do the hair oils?" And I was like, "It wasn't supposed." They was like, "What you do? It's still healthy. It's healthy hair. It's healthy, body and stuff like that." So roof stimulators. I was like, "Okay, you got a point." And so I was like, because I was just basically making hair oils for people and say, "Here, come get your hair oils." Or when I wash folks' hair, braid their hairs before they put the wigs on, stuff like that. Then I would just do my oils that I had in my cabinet, or all tonic or mix or whatever. And so I just decided just to launch that, and I launched that in February. I launched the hair oils in February, and so they're also on the site too. So it is a lot.
Y'all, I'm just so thankful to be sitting in the presence of greatness right now, you guys. Latrice Hardy, not only is she an engineer, she is a strategic planner, a project manager, she is an entrepreneur, she is the proprietor of a blank canvas here in Baton Rouge. You can literally come here and do what needs to be done for you. She will allow you to do that here at the blank canvas once you book it, because you gotta book it.
You gotta book it.
Look,
You have to book it.
Look, she got the sea moss, the hair oils, the supplements. Like, it's just so much, you guys. She is living her plan, living her purpose, living her power. Living happily, living healthily. I mean, she just got everything going on, you guys. Not like she's more than just an engineer, and this is why she blows me away, because she's so modest and so just low key. Look how she looking at me, because I'm just doing too much. But I'm super thankful for your gift, and this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. The fact that you are making these ways and paving these ways for other people. Like, for instance, I mean, just when you were explaining to me the vision for this blank canvas, I'm like, wow, so many people can benefit off of this and really grow and just branch out into their own. It's the roots, And the fact that you're able to accommodate people and facilitate things along these lines, I think that it's perfect. I mean, not just the blank canvas, but the help and the strategic planning. Let's grow, let's do it big, but let's do it smart. All of that is just so beautiful. And the fact that when I met you back in 2009, I never would have imagined that you had all of this just packed on the inside of you. So to see your growth as a woman, and to see your growth as a professional, and to see you out here living your plan, that's goals. So yeah, you are goals. Hashtag. But that's goals. And I'm really excited about all of the big things that God has prepared for you, because they're already prepared. You just gotta walk into them. You just gotta go get it, So I'm super thankful. Latrice, thank you so much for your time on this afternoon. I love you. We got a mess on. I had my COVID vaccine, so we good. I did. It's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me today, you guys. I will post Latrice's links and all of that good stuff so that you can find her, so that you can find her services, so that you can find her products. Y'all, she got herself, she got products, and she got services, you guys. That's big. That's big. She's not only just an engineer, but she got products and she got services. And not just products and services, but quality products and quality services.
You're gonna be my girl. You can hype somebody up, girl.
You think so?
I've been starting to blush.
Oh, bless his name. You know what? I think I might go ahead and do something like that. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
And thank you for having me here, because this is a beautiful platform.
Yeah.
This is literally what people need. They need the hype. They need the back, and they need the cheerleader. They need to be acknowledged, because sometimes especially when you're in the weeds of things, you're like, you don't know the impact, you don't know outside looking in. So being that you are just basically seeing that people are watching, people are seeing you, and that you're of value. And I appreciate you having that platform. Don't you start this stuff. I appreciate that you have that platform and you have that heart to acknowledge other people, to make sure that everybody knows that, you know, we see you, you're doing good. Because there's some people that will just sit there and watch and not do anything about it. And it means a lot to people, for people to hear that people see them. As always, I see you makes a person keep going and going harder. So I appreciate what you're doing, because what you're doing is a need for the community and for people, period. Entrepreneurs, just anybody, like for real, having that support is what you're doing, is basic support. So this is literally powerful, and it's a need. So I appreciate it. I appreciate me being the first for this little, you know, not a big segment, but
big, okay, big time,
the biggest.
Dog.
So thank you.
You guys, that is it for today. I'd like to thank Latrice once again for being my very first guest. And that's it. You guys have a blessed day.
Hope to see y'all soon.
Hey, at the blank campus.
We are 3753 Suite B on Perkins Road, right by Julian's and Uncle Earl's.
All right, ma'am.
Bye.